So just because we don't want to lose our relationship with our parent, we keep giving them second chances. We keep tolerating all of that mistreatment. Yeah, I mean, we really don't want to lose our parent. I mean, it's really painful. But in these kind of situation, no contact is the only option. Yeah. Hello everyone. I hope everyone is doing good and taking good care of themselves. So today I'm going to talk about, the different reasons why we keep going back to our narcissistic parents even when we know they are abusing us, mistreating us. I mean, why do we keep going back to them? Yeah, and before I get going, I would request you all to like, share, subscribe the channel, hit the notification bell so you guys are updated whenever we put out a new content. So these narcissistic individuals, in this case narcissistic parents, are very addictive, and this is because they don't treat you in one specific manner. Yeah, I mean, they don't treat you in a certain way, regularly. They keep changing the way how they treat you. So sometimes they might treat you right. Most of the times they will criticize you, shame you, belittle you, gaslight you, mistreat you, and do all sorts of nasty stuff. And then after prolonged period of abuse, then they are going to treat you right, maybe praise you, or maybe treat you with something. And that creates that addictive cycle that gets us addicted to them. Yeah. And this is because all that minimization, invalidation, comparison, criticism, we were on the edge. We were constantly in that fight and flight state. And by being stuck in that state, we tend to believe that this is how it is. Yeah. And then they give us that release of dopamine, they give us that release of happy hormone, and then things change, and we start feeling good, and we start seeing them in good light until they abuse us again. Yeah. So it's like a roller coaster ride, and they know it. They are confident about their parenting skills. They are confident about the way how they are treating you. They know what buttons to press, because they are the ones who install the buttons in the first place. So these narcissistic parents know your weakness. They know how to use their love and affection as a bargaining chip. They know how to control you. They know how to manipulate you. They know how to starve you. They know how to throw silent treatment and you know get you to do things. Yeah, I mean, whatever they want and whatever they please. So these narcissistic parents um treat us in a way that keeps us addicted to them. So these narcissistic parents are never consistent with their behavior towards us. Yeah, the action, behavior, the way how they treat us, it's never consistent, and it's never one way. They keep changing, they keep shape shifting, and that keeps us confused, and that further creates that trauma bond between us and our narcissistic parent. Yeah, the more they traumatize, the more we crave their love and affection. The more they mistreat us, we want those crumbs. We want that good moment when they are seeing us for who we are. They are treating us right. Yeah, because in the past, that's how they got us on hook. They controlled us, manipulated us, mistreated us, and then one day they praised us. Yeah, and then we were like, wow, everything has transformed, everything has changed. My mother is no more toxic, she's amazing because she praised me. And we tend to forget the 300 days of abuse and manipulation with just a couple of minutes of praise. We tend to forget and forgive, and the cycle goes on. That's how things are with these narcissistic individuals. So what are the different reasons why we keep going back to our narcissistic parents even when we know they abuse us, manipulate us, exploit us, mistreat us, criticize us, invalidate us? Why do we keep going back to them? The first reason is emotional conditioning. So these narcissistic parents train us to seek their approval and validation. And without their approval and validation, we feel empty, we feel lost, we feel worthless. Yeah, our worth is tied to their validation and approval, and this is one of the reasons, why we keep going back to them. Yeah, maybe she might validate, maybe she might, approve of something that I'm doing. And we tend to seek, these things from, you know parental figure. But these narcissistic individuals are victim into exploiting and manipulating, their children, because their children are dependent on them, because their children crave their love and attention. And this gives them, a huge space or room to, do dirty things with the child. I mean, manipulate them, compare them, and tell them, if you're not going to do this, you're not going to get my love and affection. Starve the child, of the parental love and affection. And the kids are really messed up when you are exposed to these things from an early age. You are a fucked up individual. Yeah, I mean, you are not a healthy individual. You keep craving for the right thing, from wrong individuals. Yeah, and these patterns are, implanted in you since childhood. So yes, emotional conditioning is, one of the reasons why we keep going back to our narcissistic parents, even when we know they abuse us. And we are trained and conditioned and groomed in such a way that, we keep, looking out, for their approval and validation. And they know that, we need their approval and validation, and that's how they control us, they manipulate us, and they exploit us, and they extort things out of us. The other reason why we keep going back to our narcissistic parents even when we know they abuse us is because of guilt and obligation. We feel responsible, for maintaining the parent child relationship. Yeah, I mean, we are scared of being judged. Society tells us, a hell lot of things. We are scared to lose, our relationship with other family members. What, if I go no contact with my father or mother, my sister is not going to speak to me, my brother is not going to speak to me. Yeah, so there is a lot of guilt and obligation. We feel responsible, we feel obligated that we need to carry on this relationship till the end. Otherwise, I will have no one left, next to me. I mean, my family is going to abandon me. None of my sisters or brothers are going to speak to me. Other relatives are going to criticize and shame me, and I don't want that. Yeah, so because of guilt and obligation, we keep going back to our narcissistic parents even when we know they are abusing us, mistreating us, exploiting us, and doing all sorts of nasty things with us. The other reason why we keep going back to a narcissistic parent even when we know they are abusing us, exploiting us, mistreating us, is because of trauma bonding. The cycle of abuse and intermittent, affection creates a deep, unhealthy attachment. That's what I, you know, mentioned in the beginning. They are not going to treat you horribly all the time. Yeah, I mean, 300 days they are going to mistreat you. Rest of the days they might throw some crumbs, and this creates confusion. We crave more and more and more, and we are on hook. We are just, uh, tied, we are just enmeshed, with them in a very unhealthy way. And this is what, they want us to be dependent on them emotionally. They want us, to crave their validation and approval and attention. And that's how they, have us on hook. So yes, trauma bonding is one of the reasons why we keep going back to our narcissistic parents. Yeah, because they abuse us, then they give intermittent, affection, some crumbs, and we crave more and more and more. I mean, today my mother praised me. Maybe one day she will, realize, what I have done for her, and she is going to be happy about it, and I'm going to be a good girl, I'm going to be a good son. But trust me, no matter what you do for them, you will never be good enough. Yeah, so conserve your energy. Don't waste your money, and don't invest your emotions on them, because the return is zero. The other reason why we keep going back to our narcissistic parents even when we know that they are abusing us, exploiting us, mistreating us, is because of this hope for change. We hold on to, a belief that, our parents might eventually change. Maybe they are the way they are because of their difficult backstory. Maybe they are the way they are because of this relative's influence, that relative's influence. And we keep making up stories. Yeah, and all of these stories basically help us to keep our relationship, keep our relationship going, with our narcissistic parent. Because if we accept the fact, it gets difficult to live in the same space with an abusive person. Yeah, so we keep lying ourselves, we keep creating all these false narratives, we keep hoping that they are going to change. Maybe he's abusive, she's abusive because of so and so stress. Let me help her, to get over that stress, and then she might treat me right. Let me solve her problem, then she might treat me right, then he might treat me right. But no matter what you do, they are going to be the way they are. They are toxic individuals, and as how they age, they'll become vile and unbearable. Yeah, so hoping them to change is another reason why we are stuck with them, why we keep going back to them. Yeah, we keep going back to them hoping that things might have changed. But trust me, things become toxic. It never changes. A narcissist becomes more narcissistic. A narcissist becomes more toxic. Yeah, they don't become healthy. They don't, evolve into a different individual. Yeah, with time. With time, I mean, they are going to, become more toxic and, more dysfunctional and more unbearable. The other reason why we keep going back to our narcissistic parents, even when we know that they are abusing us, exploiting us, is because of, this fear of abandonment. We fear, losing family relationship, our parent, and, that is something which, keeps us entangled, with them. So just because we don't want to lose our relationship with our parent, we keep giving them second chances. We keep tolerating all of that mistreatment. Yeah, we really don't want to lose our parent. It's really painful. But in these kind of situation, no contact is the only option. Yeah, because you have to let them go. You have to prioritize yourself. Because you can never have a happy family. You can never have that happy family that we keep dreaming of, to have at some point in life. With dysfunctional people, with toxic individuals, you can never have a happy life. Yeah, you will forever be in survival mode. You will forever be surrounded with misery, chaos, confusion. So you need to understand that happy family only exists when you have healthy individuals. Happy family doesn't exist with narcissistic individuals, toxic individuals. Yeah, so you shouldn't fear losing toxic individuals, because the more you hold on to them, the more you are going to lose yourself. Yeah, so prioritize yourself. And if things are not serving you, if things are not helping you evolve, grow, or heal, or feel good, I think you should gather all the strength and let it go, even though it is your relationship with your parent or your spouse or your children. Because there's no point in keeping such relationship. It drains you, it depletes you, and it destroys you. And the last reason why we keep going back to our narcissistic parents, even when we know they are abusing us, mistreating us, and treating us like shit, is because of low self worth. Years of manipulation, makes us, believe that we are nothing without them. Years of manipulation, diminished our self esteem. And, this makes us, doubt what exactly we deserve. We think that this is what we deserve. Yeah, this is in my fate and destiny. I have to live with this. No, you can always change. You can always leave. Just the same way how you leave a toxic relationship with a spouse. You get divorced, you get separated. The same thing is with toxic parents. You don't have to, carry on that relationship if it's not nourishing you, if it's not, helping you heal and evolve and grow. If it's making you suffer, if it's stunting your growth, if it's not letting you evolve and excel and become independent, you need to let go of such relationships. So When you are raised by narcissistic parents, by default, you suffer from low self worth, low self esteem, and confidence. And this is because of their constant gaslighting, manipulation, I mean, on a regular basis. It chips away, it erodes your self worth, self esteem. And you are just, dependent on them. Yeah. If they approve, I exist. If they validate, I exist. Otherwise, I don't exist. I can never do anything, without their support or supervision, or without their involvement. I cannot exist without them. Yeah. So we need to get rid of such um, mindset, and we need to prioritize ourselves. If we don't prioritize ourselves, we will land up becoming a people pleaser, a doormat, an emotional toilet for all the toxic individuals that are out there. Yeah. So prioritize yourself, focus on your healing. And in the process, if you have to let go of toxic individuals, I mean, you should be ready to let go of such toxic relationship, even if it is your parent. Yeah. Because in the end, it's your life, it's one life. Yeah. I mean, there is no point in staying in a toxic relationship and then constantly playing victim, cursing the narcissist, cursing your narcissistic parent, cribbing about things, and then again going back to them. Yeah. Because you are not focusing on yourself, you're focusing on keeping that relationship. You're not prioritizing yourself, you're prioritizing that relationship somewhere or the other. I mean, I was also there. I used to curse and crib about the relationship that I had with my narcissistic parents, and again I used to go back to them. Yeah. So they knew no matter what I do in life, I'm going to go back to them. I'm going to give them a free pass. I'm going to give them second chance, and then they can again treat me like shit. But with time I realized that no, I was really hurting my own self by exposing myself to them. Yeah. I was not doing justice. It was really hurting me psychologically, spiritually, emotionally, physically. It was hurting. All that trauma that was caused by them was manifesting in different ways. I mean, fibromyalgia, pain, irritable bowel syndrome, depression, anxiety, you know um looking out for ways to cope and soothe, unhealthy ways to soothe, you know uh, having this problem with food. I was eating the wrong food, and I was eating a lot. Yeah. So a lot of issues were happening, and some way or the other I was so focused on keeping that relationship. I was in a way ignoring my own self. I was ignoring and neglecting my well-being. And I had that awakening, and then I was like, okay, I know what's happening, and I need to, get rid of them. I need to close all the doors and windows, and I need to, end the contact because it's not helping me. Yeah. Because every time I used to interact with them, I used to have shoulder pain. Every time I used to interact with them, I used to have palpitation problem. Every time I used to interact with narcissistic individuals, narcissistic parents, or narcissistic in-laws, I used to feel sick. Yeah. And I was ignoring. I was thinking that this is because of this disease, this is because of that disease. Maybe I had, you know, um, COVID. It might be because of that, or maybe I have, a compromised immunity. But with time, I realized the less I speak to them, the more healthy I am. And that was, the time when I realized that no, I will not expose myself to such toxicity and dysfunctionality. Yeah, because it is hurting me at various level. So, I, made the difficult decision, and, I was done. Yeah, I went no contact, and I'm healthy. I am happy. I don't have those pains and issues anymore. Yeah, otherwise, I mean, for a couple of years I was on medication, for POTS and fibromyalgia and a lot of issues. And all of it was because of me exposing myself to toxic individuals. Yeah, I mean, I know some people might say, no, no, that's not how things are. But trust me, the more you observe, the more clarity you'll have. Yeah. Rather than rescuing toxic relationship, it's better that you rescue yourself. Yeah. And trust me, if you surround yourself with positive people, you will feel good in general. And if you surround yourself with, toxic individuals, covert narcissists, narcissistic individuals, your body is going to give you signal. Yeah, you will be sick, and then you will be thinking that it's because of this, it's because of that. No, it's because of the demon that you are exposing yourself to. It's because of the devil that is on your back. Yeah, whether it's your husband, wife, in-laws, your parent, you need to get rid of the narcissist if you seriously want to heal and recover and grow in life. Otherwise, life is going to be difficult. Yeah, so the final call is yours. And yes, this was it. In case if you would like to add in something, you can always comment below. Till then, take care of yourself. Lots of love and blessings to all of you. Bye.